and welcome to the second half of our stitch along here with the study of variegated. Currently what we've done now in the first video that we did all the sequence to go all the way up, but now we want to do the outside. But what the problem is if we start a border here without actually having the white here, it doesn't look finished. And when you look at the finished sample, do you see the white that's going down the side here? We're going to be filling those in to be able to get this thing done. So let's move along in our pattern, and when I see it here, what I want to do is that I want to get the white to kind of follow the same concept going across, and we're going to get that started before we do the final rounds of our border. So here on my worksheet, what we're doing is we're filling in the two lines right here. Okay, and then what that's going to do is going to equal the top and the bottom so that we can go all the way around. With the right side of the blanket facing towards you, row number 2 when we started was the right side, and maybe you mark that with the stitch marker, but if not, just guess. And we're going to begin, and we're just going to work our way down the side. So in the exact sample that you saw on camera, there is a total of 103 single crochets that go all the way across the blanket. Here's the trick. It needs to be an odd number, so I don't care if you have 99, 97, it doesn't matter as long as it's an odd number. So you're just going to start off along the side with the right side facing up, and you can attach it with the standing single crochet if you wanted to, and if you don't like that, just attach it with a slip stitch, chain 1 single crochet in the first. So what you're doing is that you're just spacing out, going across the side. The trick for this is that if you look at the distance of the stitches that are on the tops and the bottoms, try to match the side to look the same. As soon as you see it kind of crumpling, it means that you're going too quickly, and if you see it ruffling out, it means that you're going too slow in the sense of the distance. When you go into the side, always get 2 strands that are on top of the hook when you go to single crochet in. If you get one, it's really not a strong enough join. So what I'm going to do is just evenly distance this out for my little sample here on camera, and once I have that done and I go all the way across, I'm going to write that number down, and then I'm going to make sure I get the same number on the other side so I have equal sides. If you don't have equal sides, as long as both are an odd number, then it will work as well. So I will see you at the end of the row in a moment. When you get to the next corner, I have a total of 33 stitches that took me to get here because I got a little small swatch going on. So I want to make sure that when I do the other side, I also get the same number. But before we do that, now we're just going to turn our work, and we're just going to do one more row so that we can get it to look almost similar to the tops and the bottoms. So just chain up 1 and just apply 1 single crochet all the way back, and then fasten off. And I need you to do the other edge exactly the same way. And I'll be back in a moment. We're now ready to go all the way around. So you should have almost the same thickness on all 4 of your sides. So the tops and bottoms were done at the very beginning of the tutorial, and the sides were just done now. You have to increase your hook now to a 10mm size NP because we're about to apply the linen stitch, moss stitch, or the granite stitch. No matter how you know that stitch, it's the same stitch. And because that stitch has extra tension, if we continue to use the same crochet hook, it's going to cause it to collapse. So we want to increase our hook when we're applying these stitches. We're going to start off in any corner, and you're going to get the slip knot ready for the hook, and we're going to do a standing single crochet in any corner and work our way around with the first round being the same color so that we can hide any imperfections that may be in the joints by doing it with the same color. This yarn is really forgiving for hiding mistakes if you have any. To begin, just go into any corner with this already on the hook, yarning over it, pulling it through, and yarning over, pulling it through too. That's a standing single crochet. You're going to work your way all the way across by chaining 1, skip the next stitch, and single crochet the next. Okay. Then you chain 1, skip 1, single crochet the next. So go all the way down the first side, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet the next. I'll see you at the turn, and we'll continue around in the same format. When you get close to the next corner, just chain one, go right into your corner. And this will cause you to have a turn. To turn the corner, you're going to chain two and single crochet into the same corner, and then work your way across then the next side. So in the very first section right here, this is going in the rows like this. So you just gotta just fudge that a little bit and just make it look good. So chain one, and then keep on jumping around. So this really gives it the flexibility that you need. And I'm just working along this side here. Okay, and this will leave open spaces that you'll be playing with later. When you get to the end of this row, turn again, come down the other side, and so on, and I'll see you back where we began. When you get back around, chain one, skip the last one, and just use the same stitch that you started with for a single crochet. And because we're going to get rid of this color, we're going to chain two and join it with a slip stitch to the beginning single crochet. And now the remaining rounds are going to be using the fun color, the color of the year, if you wanted to, or whatever color you decided. It's the center color here that I've been playing with all along. And we're going to begin our next rounds using that yarn next. So round number two, we're going to start with new yarn, and the last three rounds are this color. And we're going to go right into a corner space and attach it with a standing single crochet. So we're still using the big fat crochet hook, okay? So you don't go back to the regular hook you did the main project with. So now that we've established our holes, we're just gonna go all the way around this thing. So just chain one, skip the next single, go right into the chain one space. Chain one, skip the next single, go right into the space. So this is the linen stitch, moss stitch, or the granite stitch. You can let me know in the comments, what do you actually call that stitch? I don't know how the stitch got so many different names, but you know what, who cares? It's a good stitch. So it's going to provide flexibility and a bit of a color contrast to your project. I'll see you on the first turn, and then we'll keep on going. Okay, so my next stitch is the corner. So chain one, go right, skip the single, go right into the corner. So single crochet, chain two, single crochet into the same corner. And that will allow you to turn, and then just turn your blanket. Chain one, skip the first single, and keep on doing this kind of stitch all the way across. Just use your fingers to open it up if you don't see the holes, because they're there and you can play all day. So go all the way around. I'll see you back here in a moment. So I'm back to where I started, and I'm in the same one. So I skipped one, single crochet right into the corner. I want to do a half double crochet join to the top of the first one, and this allows my yarn to stay in the middle of the corner instead of favoring one side or the other. So round number three is exactly the same that we just did. So we're just going to chain one single crochet in the first corner, and we'll finish that corner when we come around, and chain one, skip the next single, go right to the open spaces. So chain one, skip one, single crochet in the next space. When you get to your corners, it's the same thing, is one single crochet, chain two, one single crochet will allow you to turn. So please do this all the way around for round number three, and then round number four, there's something slightly different, and we'll talk about that when we get there in a moment. So coming back around, I've gone into the last space before the corner, chain one, single crochet into the same corner that you started with, and then we are going to do a half double crochet join. And now we're going to do our final round. And the final round, we're going to be filling in all these holes so we don't have open holes in the end, and that's next. To start, you're going to chain one and one single crochet into the corner. Now we're going to finish that corner when we come back around. In the next open space, I don't want you to chain one, I just want you to put in two single crochet into that space. Then come into your next space, right there, two single crochet. So there's going to be two single crochets in each one of the spaces. And then in your corners, there will be three single crochet into the corner to allow you to turn. So fill in those holes and fill in the corner, and I'll be back in just a moment. When you get back around, you're going into your final corner. You've already got one in there, so you're just going to provide the other two. So there's a total of 3, and then you're just going to slip stitch to the beginning, single crochet to finish. You're going to weave in your ends back and forth and get those out of the way, and you're good to go. So this would be how you do the study of variegated, and it does a great job on being able to really play with some coloring, especially in the variegated yarn. It's sometimes always hard to be able to pair something together, but this particular pattern that I developed seems to have worked just fine. That's it for today. We hope you've enjoyed.